Jorgel Chavez joins us now as the mayor in Bell Gardens, California. Welcome, sir. So what led to this specifically, the cancellation? I know you say fears. Was there specific threats? What were you really worried about here?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, thank you so much for the opportunity to share this.
Yep.
I'll tell you right now what we're seeing in Bell Gardens in Southeast Los Angeles and really across our whole state. It's extremely shameful, right? It's clearly un-American and frankly racist immigration enforcement. People seen the videos. I've seen the videos. I've confronted ICE agents myself, and we're being targeted. Communities like mine that are predominantly Latinos. We've seen agents showing up in unmarked cars, wearing masks, refusing to identify themselves. And we really want to talk about enforcing the law.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, it's creating fear, right?
And you're going after people who are citizens. You've seen that,
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Citizens, residents, doesn't matter. They're racial profiling, right? We've seen it with residents and citizens, undocumented or documented. And out of safety concerns, we've decided to take the step and cancel our 4th of July festival. We don't do fireworks in our city. We do a laser show. So we just postponed the laser spectacular for another event later throughout the year. But I mean, we've seen these imitating ICE agents, these whatever they are, because they're not identifying themselves outside our grocery stores, our parks, daycare centers, and our families are afraid. And I think for me, my priority as any mayor is public safety. And we can't expect that from the federal government in this moment.
We've seen a little bit of a change, at least from our conversations or my conversations with people over the last 2-3 weeks, however long it's been, from people who are supportive of the president's policies. Many of them who still are support the overall goal, right? They want to reduce illegal immigration. They want to close the border. Where I see the change is when the numbers came out, so you have to have a certain amount of arrests, and it started going to the Home Depot, stories like that. So with that, Joe Rogan, of course, is among the more popular podcasters, I guess would be described as a Trump supporter. We have a clip from him, and here's what he said about the whole thing.
If the Trump administration, if they're running and they said, we're going to go to Home Depot and we're going to arrest all the people at Home Depot, we're going to go to construction sites and we're going to just tackle people at constructions, I don't think anybody would have signed up for that. They said, we're going to get rid of the criminals and the gang members first, right? And now we're seeing Home Depots get raided. That's crazy.
Would you say that, Mayor, it's kind of a change in people's minds from what they expected versus what they're seeing, or what you're seeing, you tell us you're seeing in your area?
Yeah, I mean, again, what we're clearly seeing is a violation of constitutional rights. I think to Joe Rogan's point, and I haven't seen that interview yet, but I mean, to his point, right, initially it was about enforcement of those that were criminals, right, with folks with bad backgrounds who had done bad things in the past. And unfortunately, what we're doing...
Did you support that when that initiative, when that was the way they were going after?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
okay. If that was the approach, yes. And I believe overwhelmingly the Democratic Party, our very own U.S. Senator Alex Padilla, we've seen what happened to him, right? When we wanted to talk about immigration, comprehensive immigration reform, that was the top of mind, right? So, but clearly it's been complete opposite. They're going after folks who are at the restaurant business. They're going after folks on the fields. And it's been not only difficult for myself as a mayor, but I mean, our own police agencies, right? In my city, we have our Bell Gardens Police Department.
Right.
And cooperating, there has been a complete lack of cooperation and accountability from the federal government.
What about on your end? Do you have sanctuary policies in your city, or?
In our state, we have SB 54,
right,
which prohibits our agencies of cooperating and doing immigration enforcement. So again, it's very difficult. But I'll tell you, in my city, our officers are trained to follow the state law. They've been instructed to disengage from confirmed federal immigration operations. And I feel like, when we talk about building that trust, we saw what happened 5 years ago during the George Floyd protests, and it's taken years to build that trust back with our community. But what we're seeing right now is a complete attack on that trust between our police agencies and the residents. So our residents are afraid, and they're scared, and the federal government is going those that are most vulnerable in car washes, in restaurants, in the fields, in Home Depots, in Lowe's, etc.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.